Mo Creek, what's up, brother? Glad you was able to join me. Wanted to hop on the phone with you real quick because a lot of our GW Colonial fans, they want to know what's going on. You had a hell of a run with the TBT. I mean, y'all were ranked, what, 22nd? Uh, yeah, wait, 22nd. So we ranked 22nd. You went all the way to the finals. You had that crucial semifinal, that shot, and we're gonna get into all that. So y'all being ranked 22nd, did y'all consider yourselves underdogs?
Nah, we didn't consider ourselves underdogs. We knew the talent level that we had, and I guess a lot of people were surprised just by who we had and how far that we went. I mean, a lot of people didn't pick us to even win the first game.
Right.
Against Team Hines, and we beat them. And then they did that same thing with Challenge ALS. We beat them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So then they did the same thing with Bayham's Army. We beat them. And then we played Overseas Elite, and nobody picked us to beat Overseas Elite.
Right.
I mean, I can promise you, it's probably 0% other than the people who are sideline cancer owned and our teammates, and we beat them. So it was a great run, and we looking to build for next year and try to win next year.
Yeah, well, I could tell you all of our Colonial fans are very proud of you, man. I was tweeting, I seen other people tweeting. They were like, without sports being on, no NBA Summer League, anything like that. I mean, you were prime time. With that success that y'all had with chemistry, what made y'all so successful? Like, I know there was a cause behind, with the sideline, but what made y'all successful on that court?
Just believing in each other. And even though we were down in the games, we believed that we can come back at all costs. I mean, you got to think about it. 4 out of the 5 games that we had played, maybe 3 out of the 5 games that we were played, we were down come to Elam ended. We were down by 5 or more in the Elam ended. And it just came down to grit and heart, and that's what we have. And we got a great group of guys. We was hanging with each other the whole entire time, just trying to build chemistry as far as either playing video games, talking to each other. Mm. Because it was more than a couple of new faces on the team. We had just lost a couple of our key pieces before we even started the TBT run.
Wow.
And we had to build with a lot of new faces. There was 4 new faces on the team this year nobody knew about. And we didn't know how they played or anything like that. But, as we got on the court together and we had that one good practice, we felt like we figured out how to utilize everybody and to the best of their ability. And we put it on the court when it was time to play ball. And, that's what happened when you can build a good chemistry level within a certain amount of time.
So I wonder, how do y'all build that chemistry? How did y'all practice? I mean, players, not everybody on that team was from DMV, you know what I'm saying? So, like, how did you guys get together and practice, or like, because that chemistry was, as a professional basketball player, you know what I mean, and as somebody who's played basketball all their life, to find chemistry on the floor with different guys from all over. Did y'all get practice time in?
The crazy thing about it was we only really got one good practice in.
Wow.
So, a lot of teams, they was doing training camps. They was doing they had already built chemistry together. Like the Ohio State team, they probably practiced early on. The Golden Eagles, I think they did a little training camp. They had time to practice and learn each other. We didn't. We only had one good practice in. The gym, the court inside of the hotel was kind of slippery. We didn't want to injure nobody or take no chances with that. So we just kept it cordial, getting shots up, you know what I'm saying, just learning each other as far as who can make shots, who can't really make shots, what they do best for the team. And a lot of times it came down to just people knowing their role. That's what built the team more than anything. People knew when to score, who can score. People knew who the defensive anchors were. People knew what they could do best. And you got that, you know what I mean, you could be a successful group by any means.
I mean, you said it. I mean, but that's any team, right? So any team that's successful, college, NBA, overseas, it's all about understanding your role. And when you understand your role, chemistry comes easy at that point in time. So let's jump into this big shot. I mean, I'm not going to call you Big Shot Mo yet. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do that just yet. I've been places where you hit big shots, but this semifinal, this buzzer winner. Tell everybody what that moment was like. I mean, you've been in that position of ball. As a coach, I want Mo to have the ball. I know what you can do with it. I know you can make your free throws. I know you can hit the open J. But tell people what that moment was like. I mean, there was a lot on the line right there.
Yeah, it definitely was. And but I've been in that situation countless times. I knew me playing a lot of basketball over the years, can't be scared to take shots. And if you believe in yourself and you believe that your team believe in you, like, you're going to take that shot by any means necessary. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, it just came down to, a crazy play. It started off crazy and ended out good. You know what I mean? The play was for King, honestly. Come off a double screen, split the defense, hit a knockdown three. The ball slipped out his hand. So when he passed it. It looked like it was going out of bounds. And if you really look at it, I was moving one way. He called my name. I had to jet back left to catch it with my left hand. And, I had seen Justin Burrell in the ball screen, and I knew if it came to a fact of the matter that if I had to come off the ball screen, he wasn't going to get out in time because he was already moving. So that's exactly what happened. He came off the ball screen with King. He high-hedged it, made King split. King threw the ball. I caught it with my left hand. He had to run all the way over to catch me because my boy E.T. was hitting Bobby Brown with a screen. And by the time I got off, I could see the rim, and I shot it. But when I shot, I knew it was good. I just felt really, really good when I shot it. So when I shot it, I just wanted to see it go in the rim. And when it did, everybody just got to running and diving and stuff like that because that was huge. I mean, you got to think about it. Overseas leagues, they've won $7 million off the TBT. So for you to knock off a 4-time champion like that, it was good.
Right.
It was good.
Right. And I mean, saying that, I mean, think about it. I mean, that kind of pressure situation. I mean, when we played Maryland, it was the BB&T. You know what I mean? It was the same thing. You know what I mean? To knock off, to Maryland University. How does that shot? I would say, how does that shot compare to your game winner versus Maryland? What was that? 2015? Was it 2015 or 2014?
2014.
2014. Yeah. How does that shot compare?
It's tough because I mean. It wasn't because I feel like with the shot against Maryland, the ball was coming in my hands regardless. So, you know what I mean? Everybody knew that I wanted the ball in my hands. Everybody respected the decision that they wanted the ball in my hands, and everybody just trusted and believed that the ball was coming in my hands. So when I had to make that play for myself. With this, it was crazy because the ball was not supposed to get to my hands. You know what I mean? It was like a destiny type thing, honestly. And when it got there, I knew it wasn't coming back because of the fact of the matter was I knew I was going to get a shot off regardless of however it was going to be, I was going to have to get that shot off. And it just came to me clearly. And it was everybody say, well, that was a bad shot. You know what I mean? Like, he just hit it because he had a quick release. No, I actually could see the whole rim. And anybody know if I can see it, I'm going to shoot it. It's just how it is how it's always been. And, that's why I was successful.
I love it, man. I love it, man. I was jumping up in my seat, running around like, oh, I was on you. I was texting you right after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, after a shot like that, after all the energy that you put out during that semifinals, you find that you're like, woo, man, it ain't the championship. We still got one more to go. You expended a lot of energy that game. Going into the finals on a big stage on ESPN, there's no other sports on. Tell us about that 24, whatever that time period going into that final game. Like, what was? I know your phone was blown up because I was one of the people who check you, keep your mind right, keep pushing. Right. But I know a bunch of other people were hitting you up. Money on the line is $1 million, and also we got to remember too that $1 million goes a long way, goes to charity. But then also you got to remember that you being overseas and with COVID and things of that nature, like you don't know what the situation is going to be like next year, if there's going to be a league, if you're going to be able to place away. So with that much on the line leading up, tell everybody how, what it was like. What was like?
I honestly was nervous, honestly. Coming into that last game, it was tough because we had got knocked off by them last year. So we came in there, already amped up to play this game. But, at the same time, we knew we had to rest our bodies at the overseas elite game. And we just took our time with everything. We went over some of the film about the guys for the Golden Eagles and stuff. And we knew it was going to be one heck of a ball game. We knew, like, we had to be really smart with them because they were a savvy group. This is one of the groups that know each other. They've been playing with each other since college days. They got all the everything that you would want. That's what overseas got. You know what I mean? They got the time. They got the training camp in. They got the everything that they needed to have. They got. So us, we were on the whim for real. For real, we played 4 games at that time. They only played 3 because they had got a bye.
Right.
We were tired as they. We had went through that stretch, and I knew everybody was gassed because, like, we had exerted so much energy into overseas elite because they had a elite, talented group, and we had to find a way. So, we started off slow coming into that game, but we pushed back hard and fought hard and stuff like that. We just couldn't figure it out as far as getting over the hump. And I feel like with us losing a couple of the guys that we were supposed to have, with us having those, a lot of new faces, we ain't really get our time together like we were supposed to, with us only rocking out with like 8 people. They had like 11, 12 team deep.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that came into play. But, it was a great game, and we got a lot of recognition off of that game. And I know we won't be disrespected no more as far as the TBT seedings and stuff like that. We'll have a way better seed come next year. We'll have more people. We're building along with us, and I'm excited for next year. I feel like the whole bracket would be right back to where it was supposed to be. Like, it'll be more teams this next year coming up. I feel like the pot will be bigger, and I feel like the lights are going to get brighter. So we'll be ready. I know that for sure.
Man, well, I probably got a little inside scoop here, so I'm gonna be, I might try to steal you away from them because I know our GW fans been wanting the whole GW team to go out there. We got a lot of guys still playing. They'll love to see you match it with have a Joe Mack out there. You got Isaiah Armwood. You can get a Tyler Kavanaugh out there. Maybe somebody sponsors to fly you then. Hey, listen, anything's possible. Anything's possible for a matchup. You talking about anybody from about 2005 on up to now that's still in there. You got old Mike Hall out there. He can still give you some captain leadership. So, I think our fans will be interested in that, but I'm gonna hold it off to, next time. We're going to let them talk about it later. Sideline, you did a great thing about bringing that to the cancer awareness, man, and you did a great thing for them. Not only did you guys personally get a lot of attention and a lot of people, tuned in and really want to do research and find out who you guys were, but you also brought a lot of attention to the cause, and that's really cool. I would say, now that the TBT's over, people are trying to, figure out, what overseas is going to look like next year. Tell me what's next for you. So what are these next, I want to say next 2 months, 2 or 3 months look like for you?
Well, honestly, I'm just taking my time with everything right now. It's very, very, very strict right now. But it's an early process as well. Like, I had just got my first offer from a team yesterday.
Okay.
So,
what country?
Romania.
Okay.
So it's a team out of Romania. They wanted me to, be the captain and stuff like that. I got the offer. But it's still early. You know what I mean? So I'm just knowing I can be patient and everything like that. And you know, me and my agent every couple of days talking about what we want, what we you know what I'm saying, need and stuff like that. Know my stock have just rose off the TBT and what I did last year in Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get something done where I know like this is exactly what I deserve and it's good for not only me but my family and you know and him as well because you know what I'm saying I get paid, he gets paid. So
Right.
we're gonna, you know, take our time with the whole thing. We're not gonna rush anything. I would love to play inside the States. I would love to be inside the Orlando bubble. And it's just a fact of the matter is getting the shot. And you know, I'm always on the ready and on the call. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. But right now, just taking my time.
Well, look, I know, you know, you got a lot on your plate and a lot of stuff to figure out with your agent and about what potentially opportunities you're going to have next year. But I know you got to be excited to see what Jamian and his staff have done with a lot of local players. I remember when you and Isaiah were on the squad together, you know, and as, you know, at that point in time, there was, you know, a few local guys. But now we have, we got a good selection of DMV locals that have either transferred in or Jamian has recruited. What do you think about that? What do you think about the way that they're bringing in the DMV area to GW?
I think it's a good thing. You know, it should have been happening with every school in the DMV. But you know, certain schools pick players that's not from the area, which I never really understood. I felt like we always had the best brand of basketball. We had the best brand of talent, and I mean, to each his own. It's just I don't know, but to see like that he's picking up guys from this area, talented guys, and give them the opportunity to stay home and not have to leave anywhere. That's a good thing, and I'm excited for next year to see what they're about. I know they're gonna build from last year and get a lot better throughout the way. So I'm very excited to see what's going on.
Look, I know you stay in contact with the coaching staff. Who on the coaching staff do you talk to the most?
I really stay in contact with the head coach. I mean, Jamie Christian, I played basketball with him outside, like in the VA area. So, you know, he gets his runs and I pull up. He's like, what are you just ranting all the bump out here and stuff? I'm like, nah, man, I'm trying to get my runs in like you. But it just shows like, you know, us just talking about what's been going on and stuff like that with everything. And if I'm still here, just come through and just talk to these guys about what it takes. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't get to the stage, you know what I'm saying, we had. Going to the NCAA tournament and being able to play there when nobody believed in our team other than the people that was, you know what I mean? Other than everybody was a part of the organization. So, but I'm glad to see that these guys are growing more than anything because that's exactly what it took from us. I mean, those guys were still growing and that was on my team. And when we got together, we just had a goal. And I hope everybody has that same exact goal to get to the NCAA tournament, get yourself a championship, A-10 championship. And, yeah, I'm excited. I got to see it.
Yeah, I'm excited too, man. It's one of the things that, you know, I'm seeing the transfers and the recruits coming in, and I'm seeing the pipeline for the next few years. And look, man, it looks very bright. I'm very excited. You know what I'm saying? And we have size, we have guard skill, we got guard play. You know, so it's going to be a good year. And I'm looking forward to it once everything clears up and stuff like that. I'm looking forward to watching these guys practice. And hopefully, I know if you don't leave too soon, we hope to have you in the gym with coach and, you know, and talk to these kids about that NCAA run, because that's where all the GW fans and, of course, where, you know, as a player you want to be. So I would say I'll end on this. I think that what you've done, not you know, throughout your career, how you still battle. You know what I mean? You got a heart of a lion, and I think that I'm glad to see you where you are right now. You know what I'm saying? And I know where you want to go, and when you get there, when you get there, you know what I mean, it's going to be all worth it. You know what I mean? So, as I would say to my little brother, you know, do it. Do what you got to do. You know. One thing, would you tell if they were to chop this video up and they fast forward to the end, what would you tell if Jamian played this, what I'm about to ask you, what would you tell the young guys coming in that's going to play under Jamian what it takes to win? Because one thing that everybody knows about you, you were able to do it at Indiana. You were successful at Indiana. You were successful in high school. You were successful at Indiana. You were successful at GW. You've been successful as a pro. So if you were in the locker room and virtually had to talk to the kids that are sitting in there, they're a new team. There's basically 8, 9 different new guys. They got a core. They're fairly young. They're a young squad. What would you tell them, you know what I'm saying, about how to approach the game and how to approach the game where they are? What would you tell Mo Creek if Mo Creek was a sophomore, freshman, sophomore transfer, because you've been in that booth before, a transfer coming in? What would you tell that team? Because that's what the team is made up of: freshmen, sophomores, sprinkle juniors, and transfers. What would you tell the team? How to gel, how to win?
It's one thing that I go by. I've been going by it for a long time, and my mom told me this. So every day you step out, not even just basketball, but in life, she said, what you give is what you're given. So if you know what I'm saying, not producing in the game, and you're not giving something. You're not giving, it's something that's going on that you're not giving. The reason why I was successful was because I gave my heart and soul to this game. You know what I mean? Like I had to come back from 3 injuries in 22 months and still play because I knew I loved the game of basketball that much. You know what I mean? So I gave a lot to the game, and that's why it's giving back to me. You know what I mean? When I finish out my career, it's going to still give back to me because I'm going to give to others. You know what I mean? That's just the motive, the motive that I go by, the comments I go by. I go by what you give to the game is what you're going to get from the game. You know what I mean? So, of course, everybody says everything about hard work and talent and stuff like that. It comes to that, yes, but ultimately it comes by what you give to the game is what you're going to get.
Man, couldn't have been said better, brother. And I want to thank you for taking out the time. I know you've been, getting some rest in. So looking forward to talking to you in person when you get back around. I can't work out these days. I got 9 to 5, but it doesn't still mean that, our record, just for the records while we're on here, is 1-0. Well, yeah, 1-0 Chris or Mo. That's that we're going to end it. We're going to end it. I'm still undefeated.
So I gotta get you, man. It's tough. It's tough getting you.
Oh man, you gonna get me, man. My body getting old. But man, thank you for your time, brother.
Man, thank you for having me, bro. All the time, man. Anytime you need me, I'm here. You know that.
Yeah, I know. All right, brother. Get some rest. Thank you.
All right. Appreciate it.